How to use Gmail 2018. Read and send emails. The videos in this series or playlist show how to use the current version of Gmail as of July 2018. The videos assume you are using Gmail on a computer with Firefox browser and Windows 10 Pro operating system. For other software or hardware, users may need to change the steps. This clip shows how to open the playlist for a video, but please note the clip was prepared for a different video. The steps are the same for the video you are watching. This video is in a playlist. You should watch the videos in order from the playlist. To open the playlist, hover over the video window and click the circled eye in the upper right corner. Then click the playlist pop-up. This video shows how to read and send emails using Gmail. If you don't already have a Gmail account, just visit gmail.com and follow the prompts to set one up. They are free. After you have set up an account, all you have to do to open your account is to type Gmail in your browser's address box and press Control Enter. Or double-click a shortcut to Gmail that you've saved on your computer. Depending on your system, that may automatically log you into Gmail and display your current emails, or it may request you to log in with your username and password. The inbox shows all the emails you've received and indicates whether you've read them or whether you have not read them. Emails that have not been read are shown in bold type. Emails that have been read are shown normal type. And we'll see later how to organize the inbox so some of the emails it receives will not show in the inbox. This tutorial is for the current version, also called the classic version of Gmail, not the new version that they're trying out. To see which one you're in, click the settings gear wheel in the upper right. If the top line says try the new Gmail, you are using the classic Gmail, which is, as I said, the one I'm making the tutorial for. If you would like to try the new Gmail, there are some minor differences with how screens are displayed and how it operates, and just click the top line in that pop-up from the settings gear wheel. There are just some slight differences in the display as you see here. Now Gmail will continue to use the latest version you have selected with the settings until you change it, even after you log out, turn your computer off, restart or whatever, and log back into Gmail. It will continue using the latest selected version. So to go back to the classic version, click the settings gear wheel and click go back to classic Gmail. Gmail organizes emails by using what they call labels. Now they act somewhat like folders in Windows, but they're not quite the same, because the same email can have several different labels on it, and you can select all the emails that have a particular label by clicking in this column. They also have what they call categories, which are like labels, but they're more a higher level. So if we look at some of the categories available, we see social. There are several other categories not displayed now, and we'll discuss those later. Categories can be used in addition to labels to just enable you to look at groups of emails. This shows that there are 26 unread emails in the category social. Emails from Facebook will be labeled as social, and there are some others that will be labeled as social. You'll see as you read emails in the future. There are labels on here provided by the system. Important labels, you can cause an email to be labeled as important by clicking this symbol right here. If that symbol does not appear on your listing, there is a way to, in the settings, to turn this symbol on and off, and we will cover that when we cover the settings. If you classify emails from the same sender as important, Gmail will start classifying those as important when they're received. Important emails are displayed in the inbox, but you can display them separately by clicking the label important. Sent mail, that label is applied to emails that you have sent. Drafts are emails that you have started to prepare to send, and you haven't finished actually sending them. So you started to prepare an email, and then you left the page you were preparing the email on, and Gmail will save that as a draft. And this says there are 6 incomplete emails that I haven't yet sent. You can open them and delete them if you want, or send them. We'll discuss spam emails in the next video. Trash. Any of the emails that you want to delete, you can select them and then click the trash can, and they will be placed in the Gmail trash. It's not the same as the Windows trash, but it operates the same. So later on, you have the option to select the trash and then tell Gmail, go ahead and delete all the emails that are in trash. So the first time you delete an email, it gets put in trash, similar to Windows. And then later, you look at the trash, you make sure what's in there really is trash, and then you can click this thing that will eliminate all the trash permanently. So be sure to examine the emails in trash before deleting the trash to make sure every one of the emails is in fact trash. To restore an email from the trash without deleting it, right-click the email and select Move to Inbox. You can also select a group of emails or all of the emails that you want to remove from trash and right-click the group and select Move to Inbox. Each line shows the email sender, the subject, and some text selected from the early part of the email. And to the right, Gmail displays the time the email was received for emails received today, or the date emails were received for earlier emails. If an email has an attachment, there will be a paperclip displayed to the left of the date. None of the emails on this page have attachments. To open an email for reading, click anywhere from the sender through the text. Warning: after you open an email, if you realize that it is spam, do not click anything in the email. This may infect your computer with viruses or other malware. Spam will be discussed in a later video. You can show the email in a separate window by clicking the symbol in the upper right here. To print the email, click the printer icon in the upper right corner. To reply to an email, click the arrow right here that says reply when you hover over it. Then what you'll do is you'll type your reply and you'll click send to send the email and your reply back to the sender. When you reply to an email that has an attachment like the one shown here, the attachment is not included with the reply. Sometimes that's a problem. If you do want the attachment included with the reply to an email, you click the arrow at lower right to the right of the trash can and select Include Original Attachments. To send a copy of an email you've just received to someone else, you click this arrowhead here and then select Forward. That'll send a copy of the email, and then you need to fill in the address of the person you're sending it to, and when you do that, you'll have a place to put in a comment to explain why you're sending the email. I would caution you on forwarding personal emails. You want to inspect what it is you're forwarding. You might want to delete email addresses to preserve the privacy of the senders of the original email. Worst comes to worst, you can copy the entire email to a text editor and edit out the portions you don't want to send to in the forwarded copy. To send a new email, anytime it's displayed in the left column, click Compose, fill in the address of the sender, the subject to your email, and your text, and then click Send. Later, when we discuss settings, we'll show you how to put in what they call a signature block to appear at the end of all the emails you send. We will discuss this more fully later when we discuss the contacts list, but when you're typing an email address, Gmail will look through your contacts to see if you've already got one that contains the same letters as those you've typed. If you have any contacts groups, which we'll discuss later. They will also be searched, but again, we'll discuss that later when we discuss the contacts list, contacts groups. If you've just typed an email address, didn't find a match in your contacts list, it'll be just what you typed in, and the email address will be there. If you clicked a matching line from the pop-up that appeared, that entry will end in an X. So if you want to type additional addresses for the email, you're going to send the email to several people. If there's an X here, typing the name of the next person immediately. If there is not an X here, if this is an email address, type a comma before you start typing the name of the next address. Some more information about sending an email. The default for sending an email to multiple people is that everyone receiving the email will see the list of everyone you sent that email to. However, you have an option at the end here, CC for carbon copy, BCC for blind carbon copy. If you select blind carbon copy and then fill in one or more addresses here, all the recipients of the email will see only those names listed on the to line. They will not see the names listed on the BCC line. You want to do that to preserve the privacy of the people you're sending the email to. So don't forget to do that if you're sending an email to several people and you don't necessarily want all the recipients to know who you sent the email to. CC is the default. Everyone, they'll be listed on the first line, and everyone receiving the email will see all the people you sent the email to. Here's how to insert a photo in an email you're composing. If you're going to have any text before the photo, you should type it in before you insert the photo. To insert a photo, click the camera icon. On some systems, it's a photo icon instead of a camera icon. You need to find a photo on your computer that you want to insert in your email. You can drag photos in here, or you can browse and select photos. You can also set whether you want the photo inserted in your email or whether you want it attached to your email. So to insert it in your email, just choose Photos to upload. Browse and find photos, and you'll find that Gmail will remember the last place you took photos from to insert in an email. So let's go ahead and select one, open it, and the photo's been inserted in the email below the text. Do the same thing, but this time before you choose the photo, click as attachment. Then go ahead and choose the photo, and let's find a different photo, and we'll open that one. That one can be opened by clicking here in the email, and the other one is visible in the email already because it was inserted in the email. And of course you can type text where the flashing cursor is now, and you can insert more photos as needed. To add a text file attachment, click the paperclip at the bottom, then browse for the file you want to attach. The last thing you might want to do when composing an email is you might want to insert a link to either open a website or send an email. If you're going to insert a link to send an email, click this link picture down at the bottom. You need to change it from web address to email address. Type the email address, and I'll just type my own. As I type the email address, it fills in text to display matching the address. But you can change the text, and now you can do an OK, and you see what's in here in the email. It says it has the text I typed, and then it has this line here. It says click to email. When you send the email, the receiver of the email can click this point, and it will set up to send an email, and I will demonstrate that. But I'll also add a link to a website. Click the link. This time type a web address, and I'll just do cnn.com. and I'll test the link. You can go ahead and close that window where you tested the web address. This apparently does work, so I'll go ahead and click OK. Now again, you can show different text than the URL for the website. So let's just say, and now we'll close that and we'll see how it looks in the email. And it says Open CNN website. Now I'll go ahead and send that email, and I'll send it to myself. My test account Has a lot of different names in there with my same email address, so it's just picked one of those. It's still going to send it to me, and I'll go ahead and send that email. I can click the Sent Mail folder. There's no delay on the Sent Mail folder, so there's that email already. I'll go ahead and open that email. Now let's check, does this link open the website? Yes, it does. Close it. And does this properly set up to send an email? And yes, it does. So all I got to do is fill in the subject and the text, and it will send the email to me because I put my address in the setup for setting up the email link. Doesn't have to be your own email address. You can click this trash can to get rid of the email you're creating. Remember, as we said earlier, if I close the window or cancel this or anything else without trashing it, it will save this as a draft. And then I can come back to it and either delete it or complete it. Now, there are lots of other features for sending emails, but they're really beyond the scope of this video. The next video will show you how to use the Gmail contacts list to make it easier to send emails. Thanks for watching this Tom's Tech Notes video. If you liked this video, please click like. There are 250 videos on the channel. Please click subscribe and select notifications to receive an email when I add videos to the channel. To visit the channel, search for TOMSTDA.